Well, here we are again. We have our latest acquisition to the herd. I went and picked this up, LT 166, 16 horsepower Briggs twin, 46-inch deck on it. The bottom of the hood is broken, but the top of the hood is good. And I actually bought this for hardly anything, with the intention of getting the top of the hood for our 133. But looking it over, this is not really a bad tractor. This would be a good one to fix up, but it's got a couple problems. First off is, so the story goes, is that the transmission, it's a hydromatic, automatic basically, hydromatic. The transmission is bad and doesn't work. And it also has been sitting for quite a while without running. So I took it this morning and I put my battery in it, tried to start it, nothing. Pulled the hose, dribbled a little gas into the throat of the carburetor, she fired right up. So it does run, but it doesn't run on its own. The gas that's in the tank doesn't seem too bad, and the fellow that I got it from says it's not that old and the tractor's been stored inside. So what we've done, I popped the carburetor off of it, because we have gas to the carburetor. For whatever reason, it's just not getting in there. So we're either, gummed up and dirty inside, not letting, or we've got a problem. I believe this is a fuel shutoff here. So let's take it apart and we'll take a look at it, see what we get. Okay, so I guess we'll start with the bowl. Let's see what we get. Get there. It's just on threads here. Yes, we do seem to be getting some fuel out of it now. There we go. Okay. Well, the inside of the bowl is fairly clean. Here, that doesn't look too bad at all. So that's a good thing. Okay, I'm going to soak up a little bit of this gas. Okay, so our bowl is good. Pretty clean. If we'd had half a brain, we would have taken this little screw out and drained that before we dumped it all over the bench. But yeah, that's no problem there. Okay, set that aside. I suppose we got to test our little solenoid here. That solenoid goes up into the bottom, and that jet right there, and that plunger goes up, and it, I believe it just shuts off the fuel flow. But our floats are good. Float level seems good. Seems to be. See a big issue there. Carburetor overall is, looks halfway clean. Let's I'm not sure what we got going on there. Oh, and there looks kind of funky here. Alright, I pop this out, pop this off, and I'm going to go through all of our little orifices here and clean them out. See if we see anything. And we'll go from there. Okay, so got our float with our needle on it here, which goes up. The needle actually goes up into that little hole right there, and that's where your fuel comes in, and it goes, here. Of course, I get messing with this today, and I don't have any carburetor cleaner, but I do have some denatured alcohol, so I floated in there, took my compressed air, and blew it out real good. There was quite a bit of junk that came out of here. Hopefully that was our problem. Now, this hole here had this guy down in there, and that as well had quite a bit of stuff in it, but it wasn't blocked. And then this just goes over the top of it. And then on the top here, this hole here is where this little guy came out of, and that one there, you barely see through it, had quite a bit of stuff in it too. So I don't know if the combination of all those was enough or not, but that's all I found. And now all of our passages are perfectly clear. So I guess we'll put stuff back in. It just goes down in there, down inside. And this little guy here went on here, and plugged it off. And then down in there, this guy went down in. Side there. They used to have some really cool screwdrivers for doing all this stuff. I'm trying to remember. Now I'm getting myself messed up here. I want to see down inside. Okay, let me get another little screwdriver, and I'll be right back. Alright, well I thought I had a better one for that, but I guess I don't, so. Alright, well, I'll put this back in. Put in before. Now, this little guy here had quite a bit of schmutz in it too. And that was just right here. Right here and there. So, clean that out. I used to have some really good screwdrivers for doing carburetors and stuff, and I don't know, carburetors is such a don't do very often thing now that a lot of that stuff seems to have all either been rehomed or I don't know where it is. But anyways, we'll get by. Okay, thread that down in there. So now everything that flows fuel should be good and clean. Okay, so I'm taking, put our float and our needle See our little needle? There it's going down in. This pin was actually fairly tight. Usually these just slide out fairly easy, but this one had to have a little bit of persuasion to come out. And see there, we went back in and then we missed it, so you gotta be careful. It's all the way down. I don't know, hopefully I'm not blocking all this with my big fingers. Okay. Right there. Get a little tap-tap action on that, I guess. Well, definitely won't fall out. That's for sure. Try not to hit the float. Get another screw stick and a pair of pliers. Let's see if I can push that in rather than pounding it in. I feel better about that. Let's see what we got here. Hey, this here will work. Maybe this will work a little better. Well, sorta. Went in a little ways. I think this thing was in there. There we go. Trouble is now it went too far. But, alright, that'll be alright. Okay, so now our float seems to work fine. And our needle. So that's good. Let's see how we did this. This was towards the front. That's how that was. Yep, just like so. Alright, we get, let's rig up something and we'll test our little fuel shut-off deal.